All right? Perfect timing. All these things mean something. Also, he's the 45th president. Now, Gematria speaks to me. I've studied Gematria, and I know that it's telling us things. When you study the number of the words, it will bring you back to scriptures. Yah speaks through this. He's the 45th president, and this was the 58th inauguration. Okay? 45th president of the United States, and his inauguration was the 58th of any U.S. president. The number 45 is the number for Lot's name. And the number 58 is the number for Noah's name. Lot and Noah. Any scriptures come to mind that mention both Lot and Noah? Luke 17, verses 26 through 30. And as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be also in the days of the Son of Man. They ate, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, as it was also in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built, but on the day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even so will it be in the days when the Son of Man is revealed. I know a lot of people are talking about prosperity. They're talking about a new day. We're going to rebuild America. Listen, none of that's going to happen. All right? It's not going to happen. There's a strong delusion that has come upon this country and upon this world. Daniel said that in the last days, the wicked would not understand, but the wise will understand. So, are you paying attention? Are you one of the wicked who still doesn't get it? Saying, oh, shut up, I don't want to hear this. Or are you the wise who are going, wait a minute, what's really going on here? All right? Okay. I'm never trying to win a popularity contest, you know that? I'm just not about that. Okay?
Good.
So, this all comes approximately 2,000 years after Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah of Israel, died. Elohim resurrected him and exalted him to the right hand of the throne in heaven. We are told in the Bible that one day is as 1,000 years, and that Yeshua's reign as King of Israel will be for 1,000 years. You know, according to Jewish reckoning of time, from the creation of Adam to now, we're at the 6,000 year point right now. 6 millennial days have passed. And the Father has been doing what? He's been building up a family. Those who would submit to his Torah, to his law, and receive Messiah. Those who would be those who would come into the kingdom. During the 6,000 years, it's being decided. Right? From the beginning of time, from the creation of Adam, until now. And only those who are doing what they're supposed to do, and that is to walk in Torah ways and to receive Messiah, will be the ones that come into his Sabbath rest. The millennium is upon us. 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 6, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Elohim, and the dead in Messiah shall rise first. Isn't it interesting that trump is the word that's used in our English, and there's this man named Trump, right? There's no such thing as coincidence here. Okay? So, he ends up saying this, whether Trump will be a righteous ruler or he will be evil like the Pharaoh of Egypt, I believe with all of my heart that Elohim will use Trump as a midwife to usher in the Messiah and the soon coming redemption of Elohim's people, Israel. I think he's on to something. In other words, it's just another sign along the way. We have another sign along the way. A lot of people thought Obama was going to be the last president, but he was not. But I have something else to share with you. It's interesting that Trump spoke of the 6 presidents that preceded him during his inauguration. Okay? He mentioned President Carter and George Bush Sr., Reagan, sorry, Carter, Reagan, George Bush Sr., Clinton, George Bush Jr., and Obama, making him the seventh one in that procession. Okay? Now turn to Revelation. Prophecy is cyclical. Understand that, because somebody will say, well, that's already happened in history. I've already heard a teaching on this. Okay? Prophecy is cyclical. You might have heard something that was a fulfillment of it to a degree. But in the end days, there will be another occurrence of the prophecy. And I believe we're seeing it happen now. Turn to Revelation chapter 17. And there are 7 kings. I'm reading from verse 17, verse 10. There are 7 kings. 5 are fallen. And 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he is come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goes into perdition. Okay? Trump is the 7th in the procession of the presidents that he mentioned. Trump will not be in office for very long. But guess who's coming back? Benjamin Netanyahu made a statement that he said, haven't we had enough of Obama for 8 years? Okay? Because now he wants to be in control of the UN. Right now there's somebody else who is the Secretary General, but Netanyahu's trying to get a coalition together to keep Obama from ever getting that position. Because by having that position, Obama would become king of the world. All right? And isn't that exactly what the anti-Messiah is for a short season? Before the coming of Messiah, he's king of the world. Okay? In case you don't know who Obama is, remember the prophecy that tells us the number of the man. Just so you can stay awake. Okay? Be aware of this. The wicked will not understand, but the wise will understand. He was born on the 216th day of the year in the Julian calendar. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. That's the product of 6 times 6 times 6. January 2017, the end of his term. The end of his second term was the 666th month of his life. The pick 3, the day after he was elected, back in 2008. The pick 3 in the state of Illinois, where he was senator, was 666. The pick 4 was 7779. Mathematicians said that the chances of this happening was some kind of ridiculous astronomical number, somewhere in the billions, that would happen by chance. So, if you're paying attention, here's a few more things that show up in the gematria, standard gematria. A president equals 666. Practice law equals 666. Fundamental equals 666. I have a long list of things. Fundamental because he said, I'll make fundamental changes to America. A quote by Obama. A post-US, 666. Of Indonesia, 666. Nobel Peace, 666. All these phrases equal 666. And Netanyahu wants to keep him from having that position of running the UN because he would be king of the world. I'll say this and then we'll see how time goes. Okay? Don't say, I prophesied this. But it would appear, according to the prophecies, Trump is not going to be in office very long. And it appears that Obama is the 8th. It's of the 7th. It would look, though, as though this prophecy is about to have fulfillment. That's what's being said among some folks out there that are paying attention and watching the signs, watching the prophecies. And I think that we're onto something here. I think we need to stay awake and pay attention to what's going on. As the people of Elohim, you need to have a Bible in one hand and a newspaper in the other. You need to pay attention to what's going on in current events, and you need to know enough about prophecy to be able to figure out what's going on. And pay attention, because things are happening around you all the time. And the wicked will not understand. Even those that call themselves, believers. They don't get it. But the wise shall understand. So let's be in the category of the wise and pay attention. Because something is getting ready to be birthed. The kingdom of heaven is upon us. And it's much closer than most people would dare to believe. It's happening right now. It's happening right before our eyes. We're having all these things. This thing with Trump and Shifra and Shofar, and it's happening. It's being birthed. So let's get ready, because the real Messiah is coming. The real Messiah, our Messiah, the one who is our salvation, Yeshua. Yahweh has become my Yeshua. He's coming. He's coming soon. And when he comes, he will come with his feet touching upon the Mount of Olives. We were told in Acts chapter 1 exactly how he would appear. He's not going to pop up somewhere like the New Age has tried to tell us. Oh, he'll show up somewhere and, crawl out of some cave in the east and, oh, here he is. Isn't he a wonderful man? It doesn't happen like that. He comes back with the clouds parting, and every eye will see him coming in the power and the clouds of heaven. This is how he returns, and his feet shall touch upon the Mount of Olives. It will be the same Yeshua who died for us 2,000 years ago. He is the Messiah, and there is no one else. And he's coming soon. Pay attention to the signs.